All right, welcome everyone to Global Small Talk, where we believe that conversations are an important part of taking action. I'm Irene, and I'm thrilled to introduce the wonderful people here with me today, starting, of course, with my lovely co host, CJ.
Hi, I'm CJ. It is my pleasure to be here today with you, Irene, as your co host. Well, as you can see, it is my first time being a part of a podcast, but I am always up for educating ourselves and advocating a better change for our community, especially for the environment. Today, we're talking about climate education. We're getting all up in the what, why, and hows of this with the help of our amazing guest. We'll let her introduce herself. So, can you tell us a little about yourself, Miss?
All right. Good day, Irene and CJ. I'm Mrs. Violy Alonzo, your former teacher. What? When was that? Last year?
Yes.
I've been teaching in the junior high school department of St. Joseph's Academy for quite some time. But if you want to be more specific, this is my 33rd year at St. Joseph's Academy. And I'm very grateful to our school. At the same time, I'm also very thankful to God that He has given me this kind of stewardship, because I strongly believe that all of us are stewards of God's creation. So it's really very important that we also show our care to our to what God has given us, specifically the whole planet. Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Irene and CJ.
Of course, Miss. It's also our pleasure to have you here. And I truly do agree that it is our job to take care of everything that's on our planet. And one of the first ways that we can do that is to make sure that we know what's happening. So that really is the purpose of this podcast. But let's dive right into it. So, Miss Yoli, what for you is climate education? You know, it's a relatively new term that's being thrown around right now. But what is it for you, and how do you make sure to incorporate it into the classes that you have?
All right, that's a very tough question. I hope I can answer you with all. I hope I can justify, your inquiry. Anyways, for me, if you're going to ask me about climate education, it's all about educating everyone, informing all of us, informing not just the students, but every person living here on earth, that a lot of things are happening, a lot of climatic changes are happening in our planet. It all started from global warming. Okay, so if you are not so familiar with what global warming is, global warming refers to the abnormal heating of planets, the surface of the planet. At the same time, it is also, when you say global warming, there is too much heat that is absorbed, and because of that, it causes the entire planet, to have a rapid change in terms of rapid change, rapid rate, magnetic or magnitude of climatic change. Yes.
So, Miss, how do you make sure that climate education is something that you incorporate in your classes?
Oh, not only me, but all science teachers. We really make it a point that we discuss everything about the Earth's atmosphere, the Earth's weather pattern, the Earth's change in climate. It's very important because I, for one, is also an advocate, just like you, Irene and CJ, we are all, as I've said a while ago, we are all steward of God's creation. So it's really very important to educate our young students, our students, to really understand the what will be the cause and effect if we will not give our share, if we will not take part, in understanding of what's going on in our surrounding. Let us always remember that this is the only planet where life exists. Diba? Kaya nga I've been asking you, where is biosphere? Biosphere is the region where life exists. And the whole planet is exactly the biosphere. So, importante talaga yon. Like for example, right now, a lot of students, a lot of people right now are into being a plantito and a plantita. This is one of the effects of this pandemic or the situation that we are in. I'm very glad to see that people right now are going back to the basic, and that is understanding what plants are, the importance of having a small garden, isn't it? or
Yes.
giving or taking good care of the plants in their surrounding, because this is actually the very first step on how to understand the cause and effect of climatic changes.
Yes, I
Yes,
also agree, Miss. May I also add, in our subject Earth Science, it is a great opportunity to incorporate concepts and ideas of climate education. We discuss the Earth's materials, its subsystems, and its different aspects. You could see that they are really interconnected, right, Miss? In
that's
this
right.
sense, students, including me and Irene, are influenced to rethink our actions and decisions, whether they negatively or positively affect our environment. Am I conserving water? Am I conserving energy? Am I practicing proper garbage disposal? If we voice out about deforestation and the wide use of fossil fuels, then maybe there is a chance that we could make a difference. Maybe we have a certain habit that seem normal to us, but they greatly affect our environment. By keeping ourselves educated, then we can already contribute to the betterment of our environment. According to the
Exactly.
United Nations, Miss, education is key to addressing climate change. It also proves na hindi lang tayo puro cellphone, COD, or TikTok, but we could also use our knowledge in providing a better environment for our community. So, to move on to our next question, in your belief, Miss Violi, has there been an increasing need for schools and other establishments to share basic information about this topic?
Definitely, definitely. Just like, for example, right now, the science curriculum of the Department of Education, they already inculcated or added something about Earth and space. Before, hindi naman talaga Earth and space ang first quarter ng mga grade 10, if I may just inform you. But now, the DepEd is really in full force, no, to really educate the students about the whole planet. No? Tama yung sinabi mo, I agree with you, CJ, that you start from, am I really conserving water? Am I really contributing something for the betterment of the planet? That's a very good thought, no, coming from the mouth of a young student like you, CJ. No, I hope that all of you, no, will all the students will really understand the basics. No, we don't have to memorize everything about what global warming is, what climate change is. What is important here, no, is that in your own little way, you will have an idea on how what will be my contribution. All right, what will be my contribution in order to make this planet a better planet to live in? Kasi if we're going to look at the main causes of climate change, number one of that is because of what? It's because of human activities, isn't it? Human activities, that's number one, no? And also to mention natural changes. For example, volcanic eruptions, ocean currents, level of carbon dioxide in the air. These are natural causes that make change, that may cause a climate change. Pero what is important now is you know for a fact that each one of us can make a change. No, it's not abrupt, but we start from the very basic. You should know how to really conserve water. All of us should know the importance of electricity. We should know the importance of instead of using your cars, instead of sumasakay ka ng mga jeepneys, no, if you can just walk from your house to your school kung kaya din lang. Kasi small things, no, pag pinagsama-sama mo yung mga maliliit na bagay, di ba? As what I've been telling my students, big things always come from small things. So, pag pinagsama-sama natin lahat ng mga solutions natin, definitely we can resolve, no, the climatic condition of our planet.
Yes, Miss. I must also agree on this one. Our battle for climate change is not only a battle of one, but it is a battle of everyone. It is necessary for all of us to collectively contribute to protecting our environment. If we think about it, we almost live on this planet rent-free. All we have to do is be responsible and be mindful of our actions. That is why schools, institutions, and establishments already have a big platform. So why not use it for something that is also meaningful? We could already implement climate education into our curriculum and develop an enhanced way of learning about the subject matter. For different establishments such as factories, in the field of production, Miss, alam naman natin yung single-use plastics, di ba, for packaging. Maybe if
Yes.
they could use a better alternative instead of materials that are harmful to the environment, then it could really make a large difference. Same with the wide use of fossil fuels. We know that fossil fuels are one of the leading causes of global warming and climate change. Maybe in the future, sana naman, we could also use better alternatives such as wind energy, biomass energy, natural gases, and other more advanced technologies. It is all about educating ourselves, finding better alternatives and solutions for the environment. With the help of our platforms and support from different institutions and establishments, then we could totally achieve our goal of fighting climate change.
Yes,
So,
I
Miss,
agree with what
yeah,
you're saying, CJ. If I may also back in, ano, because I just remember it right now. It just popped up in my mind. Now here in Las Piñas City, you cannot cut trees, if especially if a tree is a perennial tree. What is a perennial tree? If it is already living for about 10 years and above, hindi mo siya basta-bastang puputulin. You have to ask permission from a certain department in the municipality of Las Piñas. So there is a department na nandoon na connected to the natural resources department, the DNR. No, hindi tayo basta-basta ngayon na nagpuputol ng mga puno. Ang dami kasi natin mga perennial trees here in Las Piñas. Tapos you also mentioned, CJ, about the use of instead of plastic bags, no?
yes,
I
Miss.
think, no, that's one good thing eh. Nakikita ko ngayon every time I go to a market, no, sa mga supermarkets, no, they encourage people to make use of paper bags, and you bring your own bag, isn't it? Even in other countries, for example, in Canada, my sister in Canada, there is one place in Canada, I forgot the name of that grocery store. Now, they are not allowed to ano lang, yung kukuha ka lang ng kukuha, tapos you have to show first your own bag. Kasi
It's
otherwise,
interesting.
bibigay sa iyo parang box. Just like in Landers and SNR, di ba? We are not encouraged to use yung mga plastic bags. Kahit maliit lang yan na karton, naku, malaking bagay na yun. Ano? Imagine how many people are going to groceries in an hour. How many people are going into a grocery? For example, 100 people, isn't it? So yung 100 people na yan, kung gagamitin lang ay supot, o kaya isang maliit lang na karton, malaking bagay na yon, isn't it? Kaya nga,
Yes.
we start from the basic. No? Yes, CJ.
It is really wise, Miss, diba, to think that other countries are having their own steps in fighting climate change, Miss. So we could already see small businesses that are really promoting
Right,
environmental friendly products,
right,
environmentally friendly packaging, that even if it is really a small business, I think it has more contribution than other people. Yes po, Miss.
right. That's very good. Yeah. I'm so flattered to hear you, CJ and Irene, telling me that this is what we are doing. This is what we've been observing. No, that's very good to see and to hear from you. That only manifests that you really learned many things when you way back in your junior high school. Kasi what's important here is the practical application of your knowledge. Remember what I've been telling you, knowledge is power, right? You become
Yes, I
powerful when
agree.
you become knowledgeable. No, and that's the purpose of teachers eh. No, we don't just teach the lesson, but we want to motivate the students na what will be your contribution? No? Years from now, anong gagawin mo? All right, what will be your advocacy? And it's right now I'm having goosebumps. No, if you can see my hands right now, my arms, no, I'm having goosebumps kasi sabi ko nga, I'm only talking to two students telling me about your advocacies. What more if the whole batch of senior high school will be telling me, Miss, you know what, we've been using this and that. We get rid of using plastic spoon and fork, and We also educate our own family members about the importance of this and that, because all of this will be what? It all boils down to climatic changes, climatic condition. No? Yung greenhouse effect na sinasabi nga natin, the abnormal heating of planet Earth, by year 2030, sinasabi nga sa sustainability and development, ano mangyayari ngayon sa buong mundo? By 2030, yun ang pinaka-deadline ng mga economists na if we will not do something about how to protect the entire planet, sayang yung susunod na generation. They will not experience and see the beauty of God's creation, of what Mother Nature is giving us. Now, always remember, when Mother Nature strikes back, it hurts, and it deeply hurts. Remember
That's
that
true.
I've been telling you about it.
Yes, it's been like one of the constant things now we hear from our junior high school classes. But Miss, I'd also like to share with you that over the weekend, we've been attending something called the Asia Pacific Regional Youth Environment Forum. It was hosted by the United Nations major group of children and youth. And it was actually so inspiring. And there were so many young people there who really wanted to impact change. And you can see that they had their own ways of advocating for the environment. I mean, there were some people working on the ground. There were some people who were like advocating, and there were some people who were working in the fashion sector, trying to keep it clean and slow instead of what we know as fast production. And when I was speaking with them, because I had the opportunity to, one of the main things that we agreed on is that there was a serious lack of climate education in different regions, wherever they were. They felt as if the severity of the climate crisis was not fully showed or talked about with them. So what I wanted to ask in regards to this is, how do you communicate the severity of the climate crisis without really like dousing the hope of your students?
Modesty aside, if I may also inform you, the CJ and Irene, I am also a member of the Save the Earth movement. No, very silent worker kasi ako eh. I never boost my achievements. Pero I've been a member of the Save the Earth movement and the Green Philippines movement. And one thing that I learned from, same just like you, Irene and CJ, if you've been talking to many students from across the globe, I'm also talking to some professionals. We even have Sunday meetings. And our advocacy right now is not just to inform people of what to do, but we want the people to mitigate and to really have a deep understanding of the importance of your own personal contribution. It's very easy to teach about climate education, but what's important here is discipline. If each one of us will develop the idea of disciplining ourselves, even the basic things, like for example, sabi ni CJ, if am I conserving water, malaking bagay na yun eh, Kaya siguro what's important here is a continuous education, continuously educating, informing the people na we cannot solve this problem in just one sitting or in just one click, Definitely it will take time, and we have to be patient enough that the people will develop the idea of having his or her own self-discipline. Napaka-importante yan, even in offices, supermarkets, even in the different, alam niyo, naisip ko nga ngayon, I just hope and pray that the next time we have our face-to-face classes, sana we can have an idea, and we can have, and I would like to see the students na yung, alam mo, yung mga small items lang na they know how to segregate the degradable from the biodegradable, to the biodegradable material. So even in the canteen, diba? Let
Yes.
me just go back to the basics. Doon lang sa canteen, yung, if you know how to segregate the wastes from yung mga ginagamit ng mga utensils, that's already one thing. Another thing is pagbalik sa mga bahay, if we can stop burning dried leaves, right? If we can
Yes.
only tell the people na talagang nakakasira talaga ng ozone layer natin yon. Nakakasira yon because when you burn dry leaves, you're actually, it actually produces carbon monoxide. Not just carbon dioxide, but carbon monoxide. Ngayon itong carbon monoxide na ito, kapag umakyat na yan sa Earth's atmosphere, it can definitely attract ozone gas, no? Ozone gas or the ozone layer, which is actually located in the stratosphere. Now it's already in the troposphere. Miss, where is the troposphere? From the ground up to where when you look up in the sky, that is actually the first layer of the Earth's atmosphere. That is the troposphere. Okay? Dapat walang ozone gas sa troposphere. But the problem right now is because of this burning of leaves, because of fossil fuels, yung mga paggamit natin ng mga coal, ano nangyayari? The ozone gas is now beginning to mix with the gases that supports life here on Earth. Ano yung mga gases that supports life here on Earth? We have oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, diba? Oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. Nandito yan sa troposphere. So, ozone is O3. No? It's an O3. And it should be what? It should be at the stratosphere. The stratosphere is located on top of the troposphere. So if the ozone gas will mix up with the gases that supports life here in the troposphere, mahirap yun kasi talagang it causes definitely it will cause a rapid increase in terms of the Earth's temperature. Lalo tayo, no, na mainit talaga itong area natin, itong Pilipinas na pinakamamahal natin. I just hope that we don't just educate people, but I just hope that and pray that the people right now will understand, no, the importance of being a steward of God's creation. Ulit-ulitin ko yun na we are all stewards of God's creation. We are all caretaker of this planet. Kaya whenever I'm being asked to give a talk about climate change and the greenhouse effect and that of global warming, nakakaiyak kasi akala ng ibang tao parang it's all in the book. No, it's not. Kasi this is part of our life, no? This is part of our life, and we really have to do something about this.
Yes, Miss, kaya nga 'di ba?
Oo.
Kaya nga 'di ba, Miss, walang ibang makakatulong sa mundo natin kung tayo lang naman, 'di ba, Miss?
Correct. Kaya nga,
So,
one thing also na nakita ko ngayon, yung whenever you students attend the COP26, the Conference of Parties, I'm glad because right now I'm beginning to see that your generation is now showing that concern, much concern to the entire planet, no? To the globe.
so sa mga students ni Miss Violy, I hope you listen well to her. Sana makinig kayo ng mabuti sa mga lessons na binibigay niya. So, if we were able to create a strong foundation about climate education, not only educating everyone, but also making everyone understand the different aspects and concept of climate education, what do you think, Miss Violy, is the overall impact of this program to the whole planet, Miss?
The overall impact is what? Positive. Hindi COVID, but positivity is the key. Ibig sabihin, if all people from all walks of life are talking about what to do and talking about how to take care of the entire planet, that means to say that there is not a little chance, but there is a chance, no, to really create a different kind of a planet, of the world where we live in. Sana nga marami pang mga talks, marami pang mga environmental issues no, that can also be tackled, not just inside the classroom. Sana din, ano, kapag sa yung for every family, no, if the parents will also start educating their kids at home about the effect, what will happen if we will not contribute our share now, isn't it? No, sana magsimula sa family, and then after that sa school, and then the school to the community, from the community to the nation, and then from every nation to all planets and to all the countries across the globe, no? Kasi this is the only planet na meron talaga tayo that life exists. At sayang, katulad nito, no, na umuulan ngayon sa labas. Natutuwa tayo, lalo pag walang, sabi na, yay, walang klase bukas, kasi umuulan. Pero come to think of it, paano yung mga taong wala naman talagang magandang shelter, no, to stay. Some people right now, they also lack drinking water. These are actually the effect of the effect of climate change. Yan. Kaya nga makikita natin na ano parang sa Tagalog yung tagni-tagni. Ibig sabihin talagang it's like a chain, no? It's like a chain. When something happens to this, may mangyayari sa isa, yun, no? It's really like I'm running off of words, but how can I say this? Parang pabayaan mo yung isa, maapektuhan din yan lahat. Parang katulad sa bahay. Pag nasira yung isang appliance mo, napapansin niyo ba yun sa house niyo? I don't know if you experience this. If something happened to one of your appliance, for example, your washing machine, di ba? Pag hindi na nag-work yun, after a while, yung microwave oven. Tapos magkakaroon ng problema sa microwave oven, magkakaroon sa refrigerator. Ganun. Ibig sabihin, parang katulad din yung buong bahay natin. It's also like a planet. Pag ang isa is not functioning properly, if one is not working properly, no, it will what? It will also affect the other. Parang ano siya, parang channel ba siya na each one of this is very important. Each one of us is very important. No, you are students right now, but in the long run, you will become professionals. Isn't it? Whatever your chosen endeavor is, I just hope that you will continue your advocacy of educating the people about the importance of being concerned about the environment.
Yes, that's so true, Miss. I really like the metaphor po that you gave about the house appliances. The house appliances po. It's actually really so accurate because lately we've been experiencing that in our house. So I really relate to that. And naalala ko lang din po yung sinasabi nila all the time that our our home is on fire. And that is the truth po that we really have to face. So Miss, do you have any final words of advice for young people and for our listeners in regards to this topic?
Siguro I will just give an acronym. PUSH. Just that acronym for PUSH. I don't know if you know what is this PUSH. PUSH stands for what? Pray until something happens. No? Wag lang tayong let's just not believe in ourselves, but we also ask God's intervention. No? You pray until something happens. I strongly believe that whatever is happening right now in the whole planet, there is really a reason for that. And let's just hope and pray that God will still give us the chance to live longer in order to take good care of the planet, of the space that God has given us. And I just hope that all students will become environmentalists like you, Irene, like you, CJ. I just hope that since we are now all starting with becoming a plantito and plantita, no? Later on, you will come to realize the importance of the plants in our surrounding, that plants give off that gas that we need in order to survive. The more plants in our surrounding, the better it is. Why? The more plants we have in our surrounding, the more oxygen level we'll have. All right? So pag mas maraming oxygen at konti ang carbon dioxide, we will survive. We will definitely survive. And of course, no, yung self-discipline. self-discipline is very important. Let's not just talk about what to do and what not. What's important is let's give our leads. Let's lead. Let us put our step. Let's move one step forward. All right. Let's step one step forward. Educating, influencing the people about what? About understanding what's going on in our planet.
So Miss, let's push ourselves.
Push
Let's
lang.
push each other to finally recover the environment. And I hope with the voices that for this generation we are able to advocate certain points and certain solutions that may educate us,
Right.
educate each other, that we may achieve our goal in finally having a healthier environment for each and everyone.
Very true.
Yes, well, unfortunately for that is our time for this episode. Thank you so much, Miss Yoli, for taking the time
So
to
My
speak with
pleasure.
us right now. And especially that it's World Teachers Day. So happy
Oh,
Teachers Day
yeah.
to you, Miss Yoli.
happy
And
Teacher's
Thank
Day,
you.
Miss.
we'd
Thank
also
you.
like to
I
thank,
hope
of
one of you will
course,
become a teacher also someday, somehow.
we'll see, Miss. We'd also like to thank the teachers everywhere who are teaching about what's happening in our world right now. We believe that education is the foundation of everything. And so that's it for today. Thank you so much again, Miss Pioli. Thank you, CJ. And if
You're most
for our
welcome.
listeners, to our listeners, if you're still here, you're awesome. But we've still got a lot to talk about and we still got a lot to learn. So tag along for the next one, Globies. Bye.
Good luck, Irene and CJ. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
See you
Thank you
next
so
Miss.
much,
time.
Miss. It
Yes,
is a pleasure
push.
of ours. Yes, push, push lang ng
Push.
push hanggang
Push lang.
hanggang maging maayos lahat to.
Yes,
Yes.
po.
Pray until
Yes.
something happens.